Welcome to the Warframe Weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Lato. We're doing this one more for the sake of completion than anything else because it is one of the two starter weapons, but I did say I want to do all the weapons in Warframe, so we're gonna do the Lato as well. Now, just in case you didn't pick this as your starter weapon, you can simply buy it from the market for 10,000 credits. The Lato is a semi-automatic secondary pistol that doesn't have a mastery rank requirement, obviously, as it is a starter weapon and it does primarily slash damage. It's also very accurate. It has a 15-round magazine with a 1-second reload, and it comes with a 10% crit chance, 1.8 times crit multiplier, and a 6% status chance. An extremely basic setup on the Lato should look something like this. We have Hornet Strike for generic damage, Barrel Diffusion if you have it for some multi-shot, and then I would highly recommend Deep Freeze. And that's because cold damage is good against shields and it's not necessarily terrible against flesh. This is kind of important when you first start the game. As you progress through planet to planet, you're going to be fighting different factions, and this way you're going to be pretty effective against both the Corpus and the Grineer. It's not going to be amazing versus the Infested, but then again, you should really be using a melee weapon to deal with them early on. Now, if for whatever reason you want to invest a little bit more into your Lato and actually get a proper build going, you can do something like this, I suppose. You can actually push this even further with primed crit mods and 90% elementals instead of the dual stat mods, but if you think I'm gonna put more than 3 forma on the Lato just for a 3-minute YouTube video, you are mistaken. It does help a lot with the damage though, so you should be able to finish most of the star chart with this outside of like Zariman and the Kuva Fortress. Though if you really like the Lato, you shouldn't be investing into the Lato, and instead you should be farming the Lato Vandal, which is considerably better. Because while the damage on the standard Lato is good enough for the normal enemies on the star chart, once you run into a chunky Eximus unit, you're gonna have a problem. The Lato is as old as the game itself. It was released all the way back in 2012 when the game first came out, and it shows. But not in a bad way. It's weak, yes, of course, but that's because it's literally the first secondary weapon you can pick up. But it doesn't have any annoying qualities about it, which I really like. It has a nice and fast reload, it feels good, it doesn't have a lot of recoil, and it's very accurate. It just feels good to use. It's also somewhat unique because it has a primed variant that's not obtainable in the game anymore. The Lato Prime was a part of the Founders Pack that you could buy many moons ago to show support for the game, and it would give you the Excalibur Prime, Skana Prime, and the Lato Prime. This was unfortunately only available from December 19th, 2012 to November 1st of 2013. This is one of the few weapons that I don't have and unfortunately will never have, as I was completely and utterly broke when the game first came out. But anyway, I think the Lato is a good starter weapon, it feels good to use, and the damage isn't all that terrible, but there is really no reason to pick it up outside of mastery or if you're a very new player. And that is pretty much all there is to say about the standard Lato. So I thank you very much for watching. As always guys, I hope you've enjoyed the video and found it helpful, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.